2020 GMC 2500 HD with a 6.6 gas V8, the L8T, water pump replacement. I already have the airbox out. It's only held by 10mm. See that hole here? And you also have an 8mm here. You need to loosen. You don't have to remove it all the way, just loosen it up. This is off. I'm about to remove the airbox. It's part of the airbox, so you need to remove that hose here, the PCV hose. You push that gray tab out, and it's loose. And before you do that, also is pop those coolant hose off the intake. You can use something like this to take it off. It will work. I got it off. I'm going to remove the air intake bracket of the alternator. See 10mm right here. And before you do everything, by the way, I forgot to mention in the beginning of the video, is unhook your battery, drain the coolant. The drain is on the driver's side. Your coolant is still draining. As you guys can see, it's still draining. I have a hose to it so it doesn't make a mess. Still draining. So next step is take that 8mm, loosen the airbox right here. Yep, it is good. It should come out. And it's loose. 8mm. Now let's remove the fin shroud. Before we do that, we need to take the engine oil cooler lines. We got two 10mm. They're held on the fin shroud. Let's remove those. Let's take this coolant upper with you, the hose off this. Unhook it. Good. I just got the fin shroud loose. The fin shroud is held by 4 push pins that goes right here, and that hole here, or one here, and on both sides. And you need this to take it off. Based on the instruction, I don't think it says to remove the oil cooler line, but I got them loose from the fin shroud. I got it off. It can be a challenge to take it off to go past the oil cooler line, to be honest. But it's off. As you can see, you see the giant fin blade. So we're not too far off. It's a giant. The engine, I want to say, is giant, but yeah, it's a big truck. It's a giant truck. I'm 5'9". I'm standing on the stool right now, so I can reach it, and I have the tire of the truck. The truck is lowered all the way down, so I can access it. It's good luck with your back, guys. As you can see the radiator here, the fan. Yeah, I don't know what to call this, but that's something to protect the fan. You need to remove those. I think it's held by 2 15mm. No, sorry, let's say 13, and there is a 13 in there, which you guys can't see. It's hidden near the throttle body. It's pretty deep in there. I need an extension for that. Yeah, here it is. I got the first 13 out. I use an extension, a 13, deep 13, because this one is stud, and I got this 13 loose too. So let's finish it up, and here's the stud. And that same thing that protects the fin clutch, there is a 13mm at the bottom of the engine right here. It's near the steering gear on the right side. No, sorry, near the AC compressor on the right side of the engine. and it's loose. There you go. As you guys can see, things still draining. Usually. And here is. It's a good thing that GM actually put something you can hook a hose to it, and you can drain it so it doesn't make a mess. It's a good thing. There it is. As you guys can see, it's loose now. Make sure you don't go too hard on it because it has to be at the right time to go past the fan blades. Those two things up top here. There you go. So I need the special tool to remove that giant fin clutch. I don't know. That's not. I don't know what size this is. 38 maybe. Need a special tool for that. As you can see, guys, I got the fin clutch out. You need a special tool for it. I'm sure you can find it from AutoZone. Here it is. This and these giant things right here. Here it is, so you can get it loose. The idea is you take this and you hook it up at the bottom of it and you press on it with the air hammer so you can get it off. You shock it. Here it is. Now I'm about to remove all the hoses from the water pump. And by the way, I did remove the belt. This is right here. The belt, the tensioner. You have to remove it. It's a 15mm. You get it off. I have to remove the alternator. It's held by two 15mm. And the alternator cable. That's it's a 70mm. I have to remove that. And use let's remove those special things. Yes, 215mm. Let's remove this. This is 10mm. I need to remove those holes. The lower radiator hose. That remove the heater core. That's for the heater core. Goes on the firewall. That's for the heater core. I need to remove those. And loosen the AC compressor. You have a 13mm nut at the bottom. It's a stud. Take the stud out. The stud is a 5mm. There is a 13 on top here. You need to remove. And that should be it, guys. And the water pump is held by 6 13mm all around. We need to remove those. It's just like it's 1500 Silverado, but difference is you got the steering. That's for the hydro boost. Yeah, it's pretty much the same thing. I'm almost there with it. Look how much room we have on this thing. And by the way, the alternator have one long stud that goes out the bottom and this shortest shorter one. Here they are, 250mm. You need a pry bar to pry the alternator out. Pretty much, it's loose now. Don't forget the connector of the alternator. Alternator is still plugged in. It's pretty hard to access the connector. It's in the back. You push that red tab up. It should be up pretty soon. There you go. It is loose. You push that red tab up, down. Since it is upside down, you push it down, but basically you pull it up and you disengage that black thing here, tab, so you can take it off. I'm removing the lower radiator hose right now. I don't know if you guys might need that or not, but since the spring is facing down, I can't really use, I can use a plier, but I'm gonna use this tool here. This tool, so I can get it off. Yeah, I'm going to get it loose. As you guys can see, it is loose, so I need to move it away from the way you see that little piece here. I need to move the hose clip away from it, go on the hose, so I can pop it off. There you go. Just like that. So now I'm about to remove the AC compressor belt. It's a stretch belt, so it's a one-time use. Done. Let's get it out of the way. It's a 213mm. Let's take them out. Got one here. There you go. It's a very long bolt. Here it is. That one's a stud. No, you can't do it. Okay. I forgot to mention that you need to remove the stud. It's a 5mm. Here it is. It's a 1/4 inch. It's not that tight, as you guys can see. Alright, now it's time to take the water pump off. And it's loose. It is loose now. I take into do, like I said, 6 bolts, 3 on each side, 3 on that side and 3 on the other side near the power steering pump. Yeah, and that's it. Pretty much nothing, guys. Once you take it off, you can actually see clearly. I can tell this guy been using green coolant on that engine when those things call for deck school. Here it is, guys. Water pumps out. Those engine call for orange coolant. This guy been using green coolant. I don't know why, but whatever. I'm about to put the new one in, take the old gasket off. The other one probably in the engine, on the water pump, sorry. Yeah.